Good morning, everybody. Today is February 2nd, 2020, and this is an update on the status of the coronavirus that is basically ravaging the world. This is a very fast-moving situation, so this information might not be up to date by the time you read it, but hopefully it's eye-opening for you. So let's start. Basically, yesterday was the 8th confirmed case in the United States, a student that was in Boston, Massachusetts. He was a University of Massachusetts student. He's in his 20s, and he is right now in isolation and quarantine. They tested positive. He has the new novel coronavirus. Basically, he landed at Logan Airport on Tuesday, January 28th. He had a runny nose, so he did have symptoms. So he was more than likely, most likely, highly contagious, highly infectious at the moment. He did seek medical attention the next day, and the case was confirmed on Friday evening. So the question is who did he meet? Who did he come in contact with while he was contagious? When he arrived, the people on the plane, when he arrived at the airport, and then also who he met at school. Now they're saying that he was pretty much isolated, self-isolated, but if he's traveling, there's a good possibility that he may have infected somebody else. Also, yesterday, we had the first death outside of China. Officials have been talking about the fact that since there haven't been any deaths outside of China, it's a good thing. It means that the measures that they are taking to contain this virus is working, but unfortunately, due to the asymptomatic transmission and nature of this, I do not believe that they have it under control. And I believe that they are trying to figure out how to prevent people from panicking as much as possible. So this gentleman, it was in the Philippines. He was 44 years old. Now this is interesting. He was admitted on January 25th. He had a fever, cough, and sore throat. So he was admitted over a week ago to the hospital, and then yesterday his condition deteriorated over the last 24 hours and he passed away. So the seemingly healthy 44-year-old, he was a Chinese visitor into the Philippines. He was admitted on the 25th, and over a week later his condition all of a sudden deteriorated and he passed away. So that really can indicate the severity of the situation, and I know that there are over 14,000 confirmed cases now. Many of these people just recently became sick. So there is a very good possibility that many of them will die, and we don't truly know the exact mortality rate of this infection. Also, there is a possible case in New York City. This is New York City's first potential case, and they're taking it very seriously. The patient is being treated in a Manhattan hospital. He recently traveled to China, and he has the symptoms of this infection. The dates of his travel and admittance to the hospital, as of right now, are unknown. I haven't been able to find when he arrived back in the United States, when he started getting his symptoms, when he went to the hospital, and when the test was sent out. But they are saying that this could be, the test might come back Monday, might come back Tuesday. They don't know when it's going to come back. So the question therein lies, how many individuals did this person come in close contact with while he was highly infectious, while he was highly contagious? If the test comes back positive, I expect panic of increasing severity from then on. People in New York City are going to start to freak out, and you can expect a mass exodus, especially if more cases begin to appear in the New York City metro area. I do believe that there might be a possibility that there would be a citywide lockdown and quarantine, not allowing anybody in or out. So what we have to be cognizant of is if more cases start popping up, how many people are going to be able to get out of New York City, and where are they going to go? Are they infected? Are they contagious? It's a very, very serious situation. Last Super Bowl weekend. This is Super Bowl weekend, everybody. This is a very contagious, very infectious disease that everybody needs to be taking very, very seriously. Super Bowl weekend is a massive social event. There's going to be so many people at the actual Super Bowl, but not only that, there's Super Bowl parties across the country. Who knows how many people are asymptomatic, infected with this disease, don't know it, and are going to be around multiple tens, 20s, 30s, hundreds of individuals. So my recommendation is that if these people are going to be transmitting it unknowingly, we're going to see massive spikes over the next 2 weeks of cases across the country, which could lead to mass hysteria. If you are planning on going to a Super Bowl party, I highly recommend you stay inside and you watch the game at home, just to prevent yourself from getting sick unknowingly. Really, the thing everybody needs to consider is self-isolation. Due to the nature of this disease, we cannot catch it. We cannot stop it. You cannot isolate somebody who you don't know has something and does not test for it. And we can't test everybody. The test kits are limited supply. China has run out of them. They're trying to get more. The actual toll of this disease is still not known. It is way too new. Self-isolation, quarantine, lockdown is the only solution to prevent this virus from becoming a massive world pandemic for years to come. The flu has the ability to be transmitted when people are asymptomatic, and that's why it is still around. We cannot eradicate it because we cannot stop it. If this thing becomes the next common flu and it's killing 2 to 10% of the population, we're going to have a massive problem on our hands, and it's going to have serious ramifications not only for the economy but for our lives. So I really want you to consider what is going to happen if you need to self-isolate yourself. I highly recommend that you would stock up on 3 months of non-perishable food and water for you and your family in case you find yourself needing to isolate. The virus does not worry me as much as the mass hysteria and panic worries me when people run out of food. We need to be able to isolate ourselves and prevent the spread of this disease so it can smolder out and we can all move on with our lives. If we don't do this, then who knows what's going to happen. Well, that's the update, February 2nd, 2020. I wish you all well. Good luck out there.